The Knicks are making moves. They are making changes to their roster as we speak. And if you look at the latest injury reports, you understand why. Precious Achiuwa is set to make his return as soon as tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. He is currently questionable. That makes him a game time decision. We're going to break down exactly what roster move the Knicks are looking to make and all of these latest reports for you guys today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and have notifications turned on so anytime we drop new content, you get notified. And now, let's get started. The Knicks are making moves. Precious Achiuwa's return is imminent for New York. A few days ago, we reported on this channel that Achiuwa was likely going to return on December 9th, the game against the Toronto Raptors. But nobody expected the following injury report to come out before tonight's game against the Charlotte Hornets. Let's take a look at exactly what that report says. Shout out to Knicks Muse on the app X for giving us the following information. According to them, Achiuwa is now questionable for tonight's game against the Hornets. And according to Ian Bagley, an SNY NBA insider, he states that the Knicks are listing Precious Achiuwa as questionable for tonight's game against Charlotte. Achiuwa has missed the regular season due to a hamstring strain suffered late in the preseason. Campaign is also questionable for tonight's game due to an elbow injury. But we didn't stop there. We did some more digging into this situation, and we got the following updates about Precious Achiuwa and if he can possibly return tonight for the Knicks from CBS Sports. According to them, Achiuwa continues to gradually ramp up for the Knicks that could benefit from his depth in the front court. According to head coach Tom Thibodeau, he said on Monday that Achiuwa would be ready to play in a week or so, which would make a return to action tonight improbable. Even though that's the case, though, New York has still yet to rule him out. He is still a game-time decision. Whether it's December 9th or tonight, Precious Achiuwa coming back for the Knicks is huge. He gives us another piece off the bench. He increases our depth, and maybe that will allow Tom Thibodeau to expand the rotation. But if he's going to come off of our bench, the Knicks are likely going to have to make a roster move to allow him to come off the bench. That means one of our rookies is likely going to the G League. And that's exactly what the Knicks just announced. Let's break down those following reports as well, too. Shout out to Steve Popper of Newsday for giving us the following information. According to him, the Knicks have just announced that Pacome Dadiet is assigned to Westchester for today. He will not be with the Knicks tonight against Charlotte. That means we have an open spot for Precious Achiuwa, who is expected to be a game-time decision. Now, the Knicks didn't have to do this, especially because we're going up against the Charlotte Hornets. We're probably going to blow them out. And if we do that, the rookies on our squad are going to be able to play during that time. So I wish that he didn't get assigned to Westchester. But if you think about it, if Achiuwa is going to be coming back, if he's going to return and play significant minutes, Pacome is likely not going to see any time with this team. If that's the case, why not assign him to Westchester? That way he gets more practice time, he gets more reps in, and that way he can develop more because he's not going to be able to play with this Knicks team as we get healthier. Even though he's the first rookie to go there, he's not going to be the only rookie. I imagine in the next few days, as the Knicks continue to get healthy, you're going to see Kolek get there. You're going to see Ariel Hukporti go there as well, too, because they're going to need game reps. They're going to need experience. Even though it's not NBA level experience, it's something. If they're not going to be playing with the main roster, if they're not going to see any meaningful time, then why are they there? Assign them to Westchester, allow them to play there, get some experience, and develop. As a rookie, there is nothing more important than development, getting reps in, getting that practice in. So if that's the case for these rookies, if that's what's going to happen with them moving forward, I have no problem with that, especially if it means our roster is going to get healthier and Tom Thibodeau has more players on the bench that he trusts so he can put more players in the lineup so our starters can rest. Because remember, that is also something we need to do. Even though we're winning, I am looking at the minutes. I am looking at the starters and how often they're playing 35, 36, 37 minutes. Sometimes we're blowing out teams and they're still in the game. We need to utilize our bench. So getting players back that Tom Thibodeau loves, trusts, admires, wants out there, wants to try certain lineups with when they're out there, I have no problem with that at all because it might lead to seeing something that I've wanted to see for a while, that double big lineup. I've spoken about it in a number of videos, and I continue to speak about it, not only because the Knicks are working on it in practice, also because when we get other bigs back, that gives the Knicks more options to utilize that double big lineup with other players not called Jericho Sims. So maybe it's Towns and Achiuwa. Maybe it's Towns and Mitchell Robinson in January. Maybe at some points it's Towns and Jericho Sims. But the fact that we might be able to see that means that we are taking the defensive issues that we have seriously, because we know even though it's good some nights, it's not great. And we're going to need great defense paired with our elite offense right now that we have. The way we're shooting the ball as efficiently as we are, we're going to need all of these things going for us if we're going to make a run for the NBA championship. Remember, only the best teams get there. Offensively, we're one of the best. Defensively, we're not there yet. I'm saying that because when we beat teams like the Orlando Magic, and we do it not only because of our offense, but also because we're getting stops, because of our defense, it makes me even more hype when we hear that Achiuwa might be coming back. And he's only focusing on the defense. He had an interview with Steph Bondy. And in that interview, he didn't mention anything about offense, anything he can add to the offensive end for the Knicks. In fact, he said we were good on that end. He talked about the defense and making us elite on that end. When you hear that for a player that's going to return and you know he's going to have an impact off the bench, he's going to play significant minutes, how can you not be hyped to hear that potentially he can return tonight for New York? And if it's against a Charlotte Hornets team, he might be able to dominate them early and play less minutes than he needed to coming into this game. Because you got to figure, him coming back from a hamstring injury, he is going to be on a minutes restriction. I don't know what that would probably be. If he returns tonight, maybe he doesn't play more than 15 minutes tonight. And then the next game, maybe it's 20, and he ramps up just a little bit until he can start playing regular season minutes. But I have no problem with the Knicks doing it this way. In fact, if he returned on the 9th, I wouldn't have an issue with that either. Protect our players and protect their health. When they return, I don't want them to get injured again. I don't want them missing any time. Make sure when you get on that court, you are 100% healthy, fully physically and mentally. You have no roadblocks at all, because once you're out there and you're 100%, that's how you get the most impact out of a player. And with Achiuwa, I want the most he can give us, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He is going to help the Knicks a lot. Coming off of the bench, we're going to have more depth. It's going to be up to Tom Thibodeau, though, in terms of how he's going to utilize him, because now the minutes that I'm watching is his minutes and Jericho Sims. Is Sims going to play less minutes or the same amount of minutes? Is Thibs going to expand his rotation or keep it the exact same way? These are all questions that potentially we're going to get answered tonight if Achiuwa returns. But him coming back, there is nothing anybody can say that is negative about that. I understand even people who love the rookies and want the rookies to stay on this team and have an impact, even if you wanted them to have an impact. Look at the last few games. We have been winning, and they really haven't been playing. The only times they have been playing is when the Knicks have been blowing out teams. Garbage time. And I don't really care about garbage time. That doesn't mean anything. Let them play meaningful minutes. Let them go out there either during a regular NBA game or go to Westchester and find meaningful minutes there, because they need to develop. Rookies need that right now. So if Kolek needs to go there, if Hukporti needs to go there, if Pacome needs to stay there, let that happen. Because if they continue to develop, they're going to be our bench in the future. And if we're making space for returning players like Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, and of course, Precious Achiuwa, that just means we're getting back better defenders, more players that Tom Thibodeau trusts, and potentially you're going to see an expanded rotation. And I think at the end of the day, that's all anybody wants right now, getting the starters more rest and utilizing the bench more. And with Achiuwa coming back, Tom Thibodeau is absolutely going to utilize him off the bench. But what about you guys? What do you think about the following reports indicating that Precious Achiuwa is likely going to return tonight against the Charlotte Hornets? He is questionable for tonight's game. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself your families, and each other. Peace and love.